y'all at? Where y'all at? Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly. Where's everybody at? There you go. There you go. There you go. Who's here? Who's here? Let me stop this. Let me stop it. Here we go. There we go. Where's all my peeps at? I know I'm a little bit late today, but I am not feeling well. Y'all, I'm not feeling well today. Hey, Twisted Nerve. Let me tell you. Look, I got my blanket because I have the chills. I've been having the chills. Like, let me explain what happened, okay? And y'all tell me. Y'all tell me what you think. Because I don't feel good, Twisted. Let me tell you. I wasn't even going to come. Look, I'm 10 minutes late. And I was like, should I go on? And I was like, well, I feel all right to just come and talk. But I'm not. So last week, I started getting mouth pain, right? And my gums started swelling up. And I was like, what is going on? I never had my gums start swelling up. But it felt like in the bottom. And I went to the dentist a week ago, like tomorrow. A week ago tomorrow, I went to the dentist. And they gave me like this mouthwash and stuff. And so I started using it. Oh, I was in so much pain. I couldn't sleep. I was up to 4 a.m. Oh, it was the worst pain ever. But I started using the mouthwash and the gums started feeling a little better. And then once the gums started feeling a little better, I felt like an isolated tooth start hurt. But it was on the top. So the tooth I was like, well, this is weird. The gums all are feeling better, but now my tooth on top is hurting. So I went back to the dentist yesterday. But on top of this, so I went and they were like, oh, it's a dye and pulp. That's what they said, dye and pulp. They did like a root canal and fixed it. And it feels a little sore, but all fine today. But when I got home from the dentist, and this is twice I went in the last week, because y'all know I don't go out much. A short chat, maybe. Maybe a short chat. But y'all know I don't go out much. I quarantine. I don't go out. I wear my mask and sanitize my whole body when I go out, all that. So even to go to the dentist, like it was a little anxiety because I had to go twice. And you have to take your mouth. You're exposed. You're up there. And when they're doing root canals and all that, I mean, you have your mouth open for a long time. So I was nervous anyway. But yesterday when I came home from the dentist, I started having chills. So I took my temperature, which I have a terrible thermometer. I do. I have this thermometer. It's in the ear. And every time you do, I was switching ears. And every time it was reading something different. But this is what it didn't read. Every time it read something different, it was a high temperature. Not like super high. It was like a low grade fever, I guess they'd say, but still a fever. Like I know y'all do the Celsius and the Fahrenheit, like we do the Fahrenheits and y'all do Celsius, but it was like over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's like a low grade fever, right? And I'm like, well, that makes sense because I got the chills. But the only other thing, I was like, my nose has been running a little bit, like stuffy, like a little sneezing and all. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe I have a cold. Or then I'm like, well, I had that tooth problem. So I'm like, could you get a fever? So I started talking to my friend that's a dentist. And I was like, could you get a low grade fever with this? Like having the tooth thing? And they're like, yeah. I said, well, I had a root canal. And she was like, oh, then you shouldn't have a fever after that unless it's infected and that would swell up and stuff. So then I was like, no, like I had the root canal and it's feeling fine. But I still have the fever. Even waking up today, this was yesterday. Waking up today, I got out of bed. I'm like, I feel a little better. Except my throat, a little sore. Because I feel like drainage. You know how they feel like drainage? Took my temperature again. Because I started getting the chills. Look, I got my blanket on. I'm cold. I'm chill. But I took my temperature again. All the ears still showing the same amount. 100 degrees. But that's the only symptoms. I just, the chills and then a little bit of drainage. But I still made an appointment. I went to, look, I have an appointment today, and like 3 hours, they're going to swab me for the COVID. Because look, I'm not, and this is the other thing though, I started reading about tooth problems with COVID. And they were like, they have something that's called the COVID mouth. Well, then I start researching on the internet. You can find everything. Like they tell me I got this mouth problem and I have like 6 hours to live. You know how you find those stories when you start researching and all, and you're like, oh, this is the end for me. But they have something called the COVID mouth. And you get a rash in it. And when I had that gum problem, I was having my husband Greg take pictures of my mouth because there was like little red dots in there. So then that's when I started really freaking out. I was like, oh my God, I had the COVID mouth. I'll know. I won't know today. I'm going to go get the test today. And it's usually 2 to 3 days after that. But this is the thing. I could just have a cold because that's the only. I like, look, I'm talking. I feel fine. If I take this off, I'll start shivering. Like I'll be so. I have the chills. Like I start shivering like this, and I got my warm coffee. But other than that, like my throat don't hurt as much. I can't talk. Look, I'm talking fine. I just feel. You know how you feel like when your nose is runny and you get the drainage. That's all I feel. So hopefully I don't have the COVID. I mean, but still, it's scary because that's right. You get a little cold these days, and that's what you think, especially low grade fever and this and that. So I'm in my office now, but in the house, I've been with this everywhere I go in the house, having the can Lysol spraying everywhere. And Greg, he got the first vaccine, so he's like 60% immune to it. When you get after the first year, like 60%. But the kid, and my son, he's at his grandma's like this week, but I'm like, try to stay in your room. Like, like don't come around me. If you come up, wear a mat, wash your hands, use the hand sanitizer. But I'm still nervous. It's nerve wracking. And I'll cough some, but that's just, I always do that. But then now extra, like I cough now, I'm like, oh, it's a dry cough. This is the thing. If I do have the COVIDs, I really got lucky with it, right? Now I'm like, well, maybe if this is COVID and this is all I get, now I got the antibodies and this is the only symptoms I got, that would be the best. I don't want it. I know they say too, it could get worse. But also, I've been taking the vitamins, pumping them. I already did anyway. Since COVID started, I was like, I got to keep the vitamins and healthy. I've been pumping the vitamin D's and all of them, all the vitamins I've been taking the last couple of days too. All right, what did y'all say? I didn't even I wanted to tell y'all my story, and when I get the results, I'll post it. Y'all want me to post it? I know y'all will be wondering, because I think they text it to you. I won't know for a few days. I'll go this afternoon, and it's free here to get tested. Like you just go down they have like the Walgreens and the CVS, and you don't have to go inside. They go through the drive-through, and they're supposed to I don't even think they do it themselves. You know how they stick it up in your brain? Someone said, you do it. I was like, well, I ain't sticking up my brain. Well, they're like, well, you just kind of go as far as so I think you even do it yourself. And then you just give them the sample and then they got all your information. But it's a drive-through, I heard. I'll let y'all know. Next week when I come back, I'll tell you how it was. And hopefully I don't have it. Hopefully I'm not sick then. Hi, Marquise. Mr. Carius, vanish. Congrats, the Senate results. Democrats got the majority. That's another. Look, who else said I tired? Twisted nerve. Because I was up late. I was up late watching all this. Oh, I was tweeting away too. Did y'all see my tweets? I was tweeting away. Trump's still acting ridiculous, ain't he? Up in there, Mike Pence is going to turn around and all this. And people like, no, he can't do nothing. But it's going to be crazy today. Yeah, I was happy that, it was a close race in Georgia, both those Senates, the seats. But then too, did you see on Twitter, like things trending, they're already having riots in DC and the Trump people are clashing with the police now. And then today's the official certification. After today, it's like all official. They read off and they're supposed to have objections, and it's going to be a long day, but that ain't going to do nothing. Like they're like, no, but it's going to cause craziness. All the people are down there, and Trump's still up on the Twitter. Mike Pence is going to turn around and this and that, still doing all that. So it's going to be craziness here. You okay? That's what I said. I'm doing fine. Like, if those are the only things, and if I got my blanket on me, I took a little Tylenol to try to get the fever, like the chills or the temperature down. But still, I'm just like, and then the nose and throat. That's it. Oh, I heard about the lockdown again in the UK. I mean, they need to do something here. Did you? Especially some parts aren't bad. Actually, in my state, they saying cases are starting to decline. But then you hear about other states, like with the COVID in California. They're saying now it's in California, like one person dies every 15 minutes of COVID, they're saying. And then they're saying they're so packed that, you know, they're like, the ambulance are not going to pick up people. They're like, oh, if they real bad and you don't think they're going to make it, like they're having to pick and choose who they're going to treat now and just let that. Oh, it's terrible. It's going down here, but still yesterday when I called to get the COVID test, yesterday they'll like only schedule tests so many days, and I called a bunch of places and they were like, we're at capacity. We're at capacity. We don't have any at capacity. Like all of them, you can't even get tested. That's how full like it was. I finally found the one, it was the CVS. They had like but it was yesterday. I had to make it for today, one of the appointments, and those are the drive-through things. But yeah, most places you can't even find somewhere to get tested. That's how bad it is. And they say, because the UK has that, they was the first ones that saw that the strain, the COVID-20, right? So they're even saying like, right, it's so they shut down probably because of that too, because that's supposed to be 70% more contagious. And it's supposed to be, they found it here. Oh, just the world is so, I thought 2021 is supposed to be better. In some ways it is. It's going to be better this year. We all see the light at the end of the tunnel. With the vaccine out and all this stuff, especially here in the US, and like I said, the Dems took over the Senate. So Dems always come through and make changes to help people in need. And right now, there's way too many people in need. So that's why it's a good thing, I think, the Dems are in control of all that. Because if the Republicans, you saw that they tried to give more aid to the people and everything, and they done struck it down. McConnell did. So this is going to be the only way to get help to the people. And that's what we really need now is people here need help. Jobs, small businesses, all that stuff need help bad. And people know it. They're waiting. I saw in Georgia those lines. They were people, again, waiting 4 or 5 hours just to vote. When somebody waits 4 and 5 hours just to vote, they want some change and they asking for help, I'm political today. I'm political. Thank you, Andrew. I saw your memes I sent. Oh, wait, Amanda, you saw the memes? I didn't see memes on Facebook. Oh, did you put in the group? I'll have to look, Vicky. I did not see did you send it in a messenger? Thank you, Montrell. I hope I feel better. Please don't make it short. I'm going to try. Mr. Curious, I come on here to talk. I need just as much as y'all. And as long as I can talk and my throat don't start hurting or nothing, I'll keep on talking. And look, I am so cold. I got this blanket and I'm doing my hands like this, trying to warm it on my coffee. And it ain't even super cold here. Not like it was like last week in Christmas when it got down. It was snowing some days and freezing rain. It ain't even that cold. It's not even cold enough to freeze out there. A cold feet. I could just have a cold. I mean, it's true. I hope that's all it is. Even if this is all I get with the COVID, I still don't want no COVID up in my body. No way, how, even if this is the only symptoms, I don't even want none of that COVID stuff in my body. So I hope it ain't COVID. Everything will. Oh, thank you, Twisted Nerve. Go to the doctor. That's the thing, Marquise. I tried to call my doctor at capacity. Everything. They're not even seeing people. That's how crazy it is here. They're like, oh wait, if you ain't super sick and all these places were at capacity. I called my regular doctor. I called those urgent care places all around, all at capacity. Fear improves negative things in your body, so stay. Okay, look, that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to keep it in my head, Vicky, because I kept thinking, I was like, is this like in my head? I started to get a little sick. I mean, I know my fever, I was taking it. It definitely has, and I feel the chills, but I'm like, oh, like I woke up, my throat hurt a little bit. I'm like, is that in my head? So I think just getting tested is going to put me at ease too. All right, could not. That's why I said it could be from my tooth. I get, I had the whole tooth. If it's infection, it could be a fever. I don't know. It's better, like it's a little sore, but I got the root canal yesterday. I'm not dying, Mr. Carius. I'm not getting myself coffee too to give you. Okay, Twisted Nerve. Hope you test negative. Me too, Asar. Lockdown. Oh, I know. Colleges and schools closed. The fact that you're even saying you have a possibility of having it still scares me. I know, Mr. Carius. Me too. But that's the thing now, right? Like anytime you get sick, if y'all get a cough, do you not think of first thing COVID? Or if anybody gets a cough, if I see somebody on Facebook and they're saying, "Oh, I'm sick," I'm like, "Oh, they got COVID." But I know so many people in around this area that has it now. That has been being safe. And you know me, I don't hardly go out, but having to go to the dentist twice this past week, 2 times. And I was there a long time with my mouth open, no mask. I mean, they're pretty strict about wearing masks there. Like you can't not come in the dentist office without wearing a mask, but still you're exposed and you have patients just coming in and out all day and they're in other parts, they're opening their mouths, they take your temperature before you go in, but that don't mean nothing. Cause look, if I did have it when I went yesterday, I didn't start getting the chills till I got home later and the temperature went up. They took my temperature in the morning there, it was fine. This is a tricky beast, ain't it? Oh, thank you for praying for me. Marquise. Oh, where'd I go? You see the Breach movie. I haven't seen the Breach movie. Pabria, hope you're okay. From the caption, I know Pabria and Greg, and Greg's fine. That's why I said there. And Greg, I mean, we sleep in the same room, but he also got the vaccine, so he's 60% got the immunity. My son's not here. He's at his grandma's. And my daughter, she's fine. I was just like, stay in your room. Like, and if I go out, I wear my mask. I just Lysol everywhere. I told her too. I was like, anytime you go out, come out your room, like wear and wash your hands right away. So I'm just telling them be fine. But, and it's not, look, it's not like I'm super sick now, right? I'm talking just fine. Just the chill, the only two symptoms, the chills, and then I got like the runny nose drainage that's made, and it's not even that my throat's like really sore. It feels sore. You know how when you get the drainage and it drains back in your throat and it makes your throat a little sore. That's what I got. But still, you never know because that's how crazy COVID is. They can have no symptoms and test COVID positive. So that's why you're like any little thing you. And I filled out the survey. I told them, because they'll like. You'll do it online. You do survey. What are your symptoms? And I was like, chills. I didn't even put fever. I didn't even put the fever. I just put chills and then the runny nose. And they were like, yeah, come get tested. Because you could just have little chills and the runny nose. And they're like, yeah, you need to be tested. I will, Pabria. Thanks for coming and checking in. Please take care of you. I am, Pabria. That's what I'm saying. I have been pumping the vitamins. I've been doing everything. But that isn't that if I got the COVID, I would be mad. I was like, I've been quarantining myself. The kids not going to school. It's going to be a year now. This is the beginning of January. March is middle of March. So in like 2 months, it's been 10 months. I've been strict, staying quarantine our family, locking down, not going to school or going out very little, only wearing masks when I go out. And then I get this tooth thing, having to go in the dentist 2 times. And if I got the COVID after a year trying to be safe like that, I'm gonna be mad. I'm like, I did this whole year for nothing. Not for nothing. Because look, we still got to be safe. Not spread it and everything like that. And look, even if I get it now, I'm thinking, well, Greg got his first shot. He's 60% immune, so that's going to protect him. At least he's protected. He gets his second shot tomorrow. So, and then a week after that, they say after a second shot, he should have 96% efficiency. Watching the BBC News. Everyone on this chat, Amanda has a point. And if you need help seeing that, listen to this song, Skylar Grey, Coming Home Part 2. What are you talking about, Mr. Carius? I have a point about what part? Each country has its own set of problems due to COVID. Every country is in the same boat. We should all be united. That's right, Mary. That's right. And look, if I have COVID now, and these are my only symptoms, chills, and the throat, runny nose, because, my niece had it. My sister and my brother-in-law had it, right? And then my niece got it. My brother-in-law had it real bad. Like, he was in bed for weeks and, but he's older. My sister was in the middle. Like, she had the body aches and all in bed and everything, but it wasn't like as bad as him. But then my niece, who's my daughter's age, had it, and they only tested her because she only had a little bit of runny nose. So that's what I'm saying. Some people... but if I have it now, and that's my only symptoms, runny nose and chills, I'm not going to be going up in there and be like, it's just the flu. Da, 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 da. No, I'm like, it's still dangerous. I was one of the lucky ones if I had, Because that's what people do. We need to realize that this is dangerous. It doesn't, you don't know who it's going to attack. This is the beast. You don't know who it's going to attack. So you have to be, if you have COVID, then I will. Or if you have COVID, what did you say? All right, let me catch up. Like, I'm doing good on comments. I think everybody's just quiet listening to my COVID story. They're like, all right. What did it say? 3 hours ago, I sent memes to your... Oh, I haven't looked at my Bollywood. See, Vicky, that's what I got up. I was up late. I was up so late watching the election results, the Senate and everything. And then just getting up early, and I was just going around doing pretty much taking my... That's what I do. I got my blankets, got coffee, was taking my temperature, like telling my husband, send him the results of the temperature. Like, that's what's been on my mind. I haven't even looked in the group, but I will, Vicky. Thank you for sending those. I will let you know, Prabria. I will. That's what I'll get to at noon today. So 2.5 hours now I go do the test. But that's another thing, because, they have those rapid tests, right? And I asked for those first. I was like, y'all have those rapid tests? Because you can find out that day if you're positive with those. They're not as precise, but at least you'll get an idea. But they're like, no. They're like, we have very, very few of those rapid tests, and they're saved for essential workers. But I was like, that makes sense. I don't want to be taken. I'm at home. I can quarantine myself, although Greg goes to work every day. He could bring it, but still, I'm like, okay. So my test, it'll be the 2 to 3 day one. Hopefully they're fast. I don't know. But I'll let y'all know. I'm going to let you know. Doom 4, Ritik Roshan. Which city do you live in? I live in St. Louis, Missouri. So it's right in the middle of the state. It's a red state, Vicky. I know Vicky likes that red. It's a red. I wish you won't be positive. And if yes, then don't worry at all, because then you will get to know how to handle. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I don't want to be. But right, anything you get now. Do y'all do that? Or sometimes even before, I was like, I feel. Oh, I was doing it all too. I have my little oxygen thing that goes on the. I've been tracking that. I'm like, oh, my oxygen's fine. It was at 98% saturation oxygen. I've been tracking it all. And that's what the only possible way I could have gotten it is at the dentist. Because unless Greg brought it home from work, but even then, like he hasn't felt bad or anything, and all this time he hasn't brought anything. So I really feel like if I was exposed, it was at the dentist. And even though they're safe, I mean, people go to the dentist, they have to take off their mask, and you're in, an office. It's not like you're in a room and they close the door. Like you're in this little cubicle. And then around the corner is another patient around the corner, and all of them have to take off their mask, right? But all the workers, they're pretty good. They have face shields and they do all that. So I'm like, that has to be the only possible way I was. And my first dentist appointment, when I went last week, it was a week. I went Thursday. So that's why I was like, that's the same timing, right? That would be about 5 days or so later when I first start getting. No, Vicki, look, I'm gonna have positive thoughts. This is just, if the chills, it could be my tooth. It could have had an infection still giving me the tooth, I don't know about the drainage. That could just be maybe a tiny little cold that come with it. Positive thoughts, right, Vicki? We're gonna have positive, and I will let y'all know. Let's move on. What do y'all want to talk about? No more COVID talk, because I don't have it, right? We're gonna manifest it, not have it. Positive thoughts. You're right, Vicki. Don't even think that way. We're going to have positive thoughts. If I want to be famous, someone said, well, what did Ted say? Hope you feel better. Thank you, Ted. Look, but I always cough like that. So positive thoughts. What did somebody say? Bobby said, if I want to be famous, then I would react to Sanam Puri songs. He's a great singer. I don't even know. Have I reacted to any of his songs before? Because, Bobby, I want to be famous. Wait. What do you mean if I want to be famous, Bobby? I'm not already famous. Am I not already? I got an email this morning. Let me tell y'all. And it was from, I don't know if y'all know. Have you ever heard of this movie? It's called, it's a short film. Forever Maybe. It had a teaser dropped. Forever Maybe. And look, this is someone that emailed me. See, Pabrius knows I'm already famous. This person emailed me. They said, hi, I'm Nikhil Nadella from Hyderabad. I can't say where I'm famous, but I can't say the words. Is that a place? Hyderabad, India. And they said they've been following my channel real long. They might be on right now. Huge fan of my work. She said, I don't know, is Nikhil a boy or girl name? Nikhil. Is that a girl or boy? I don't know. And Hyderabad. Y'all know where that is in India? And they said, I've worked as one of the director assistants for Magnum Opus film titled Saho. Y'all know that movie? The Saho? I don't remember this. And also the same person who edited and made Shades, BTS teasers and trailers for the same film. Is that a famous movie? I don't remember Saho. Did I react to Saho? And then they said, this is what I kept reading for. I was like, when you going to tell me you worked with Ritik and he wants to meet me? That's what I kept. I was like, I kept reading this email. I was like, I want to know when I worked when you contacted me on behalf of Ritik. That's it. Those are the emails I'm looking for. But they just wanted me to react to one of the trailer. Forever Maybe teaser, and it's a short film. Both are on the YouTube free, I think. And they furnished the script. So maybe I'll react for them. But I'll have to I'm gonna write. Oh, they have their phone number there. Maybe look, I'm gonna write them back. Like, have you ever worked with Ritik? I need to find a way. How long has it been? I've been reacting to these the trailers and songs and everybody's been knowing. Look, if I'm famous, why isn't Ritik at my door? If I get COVID positive, he better come. If I am, Ritik better come and bring me some good well wishes. I don't want to get him sick. We can meet through like glass or something. But still, I think I would deserve it. I had high fever and depressed thinking about that may be corona, but that I will not die here at home, but never going to test. Oh, you didn't test yourself, but you had a high fever too. You feeling better, Vicki? I skipped one of your comments. Which one? Mr. Curious. If you have covet, I saw that one though. If you have covet, I don't know what, then I will. I don't know what that meant though. People just having a sniff or little cough, they go to get tested because they used to think it's cool to get tested. I don't what, Vicky, look, I'm scared to get tested. I'm going to tell you that. I'm scared for them to put that thing up in my nose or have to do it high. That's why I was like, oh, I do it myself. So I don't think it has to go unless they're like, no, get it up. I don't know why people would want to get tested to be cool. Like I've been scared. I don't know if I'm more scared of getting the COVID or getting one of those tests. Well, I'll let y'all know because they stick that, it touches your brain. Oh, thank you, Dalip. What did Vicky say? Actually, you are pronouncing Hyderabad. I did! Hyderabad. But here in India, people don't pronounce correct. They call it Hydra. Oh, so look, I did it correctly and they do it wrong there. Well, look, if I write that person bad, I'm like, oh, I didn't know you're from Hydra. So then I can sound like I really know. Oh, I can, if I reply to, is that a boy or girl's name? I still don't know. Nickel. If I reply to them, I'm going to say, oh, you're from Hydra. And then they're going to think, I know my stuff. They're going to be like, oh, she knows. Look at her up on her stuff. Unless they're listening to me now. Because they say sometimes they say they follow your channel. And they're like, all right, would you watch one video? So maybe that'll be a test. Do you follow my channel? Hydra, then they would know. Oh, she's just saying that. You just laugh. It's the best working medicine given by God to us. That's something I never, even if I you know me, I will laugh through anything. I think that's how you get through the rough times, right? Oh. But every time I cough now, even though when I'm regular cough, no, Vicky, we're going to say, what do y'all want to talk about? Because I wanted to talk about one other thing today. And it's because I saw, when my Bollywood movies start, or my Bollywood starts trending on my Twitter. When they start trending on my Twitter, that I was like, what's going on? And they have this new movie. They said the new Bollywood film sparking conversation on representation. Have y'all heard of this? The trailer for actor Richa Chadha, the Indian film Madam Chief Minister, dropped on Wednesday, which I haven't checked out. And I was like, I need to check this out. In the movie, Chadha is set to play the role of a politician from northern India, state of Andhra Pradesh. That's harder to say than Hydra. While it includes a disclaimer that the film is based on reality, many of us found it to resemble a story of iconic Dalit, formerly known as Untouchables, leader and politician. I still don't know. This is why I wanted to talk about, because have y'all heard about this controversy? I still don't understand what the controversy is about. I read about this whole story and I was like, well, what's the controversy? Maybe I need to see the trailer and I would know. But I was still like, I don't understand why there's controversy. Is it this Madam Chief Minister? Is she like Dalit Chief Minister? Is that person like somebody controversial that they're representing? Sometimes you have to laugh. That's right, Mr. Carius. I laughed a lot through 2020. The thing in my nose is one of the most unpleasant things for me. Oh, because you got, Bria, don't remind me. It's going to be, like, I go in like 2 hours now. 2 hours and like 15 minutes. And look, Doughboy's here. Doughboy had the COVIDs. So he knows. And you got the test in your nose because I'm going today, Doughboy. I feel fine other than I got like chills and a little fever and then drainage and like sneezing and drainage. You had it bad. Doughboy, I know, had it bad though. I hated that thing up my nose. 20 seconds. Oh, I want to cancel it. I want to cancel. I'm scared. They gonna touch my brain for 20 seconds, Doughboy? Is that how? Do they do both nostrils? Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm gonna let y'all know how it was. Should I record it? No, nobody's coming with. I can't record. I'll be like this. Like recording myself. I don't want to expose people. You must react to two best Indian TikTokers. They're hilarious. Baba Jackson and Hydra Man. Is he from the? I haven't been on TikTok in a while. You know, I used to look so much in the Wait, I thought TikTok's banned over there. Do y'all have TikTok again over in India? I thought it was banned. Watch Govinda's Coolie #1. You'll be absolutely fine. Don't care about the subtitles. I want to watch. You know, I've been reacting to more of those of the videos for it too. Because why? Why we say Govinda always puts me in a good mood, and that's what we need now: some laughter and good moods. Hello, Ronnie. Cinema halls are open in my state now, and the first movie to air is Wonder Woman 1984. I already booked tickets the first day, first show. Why? All right, let's talk about some Wonder Woman. Doughboy. Wait, hold on. Doughboy had a ventilator. Doughboy, I know you had COVID and gotten sick, but I didn't know it was like that. He was on a ventilator and had oxygen and had to learn to walk again. Tube feeding, well, losing the 45 pounds, like, I'll take that symptom out of all of them. Can I just have the losing the 45 pounds? Stepping the booty. Like I did. I want to lose it everywhere because, you know, I like my booty. Doughboy. Doughboy almost died. Oh. That's scary, Doughboy. How are you feeling now? Because you know they have like the residuals, right? They have all the residuals, you know, long-term effects and everything. You doing all right now? That's what I'm saying. I don't. If I am positive and this is all I get, I'm like, thank Jesus, Lord, God, whoever you believe, and out there, the spiritual, like looking over me, that like if I have it and these are my only symptoms, I'll be thanking every God people believes in. I'm okay. My vitamin D still low. So Doughboy, God was what? Yes, because look, that's another thing. Since I started having this, you should believe I've been pumping so much vitamin D. I probably have vitamin D. Like I'm probably sweating vitamin D. That's what, and like the vitamin C and stuff because that's good for the colds. But I was like, give me some more of that vitamin D. Give me some more of that vitamin D. I've been taking some. I've been on a strict diet of vitamin D. And that's what, and that's a good thing. Like I say, remember, I said I wasn't going to talk about the COVID anymore, but since I said, you know, this year, if I got it now after quarantine a year, it's also a good thing because this year we've learned a lot about it, right? Things to do to, like I said, the vitamin D and zinc. That was another thing because zinc helps. What do they have? Those Zicams that have the little zinc in it for the colds and my house has been stocked up with it. Listen, when quarantine hit, I went to those stores and I was like, I'll make sure I have all this Tylenol PMs and vitamins. Like I got a stock load of that stuff in there. So I was like, I just had to go and pick it out. I was like, good thing I stocked up on this. I don't play around with that. Well, Doughboy, we are all so grateful that you pulled through it. We are, because Doughboy, y'all want to talk about comedy? Y'all want to talk about coming and bringing the comedy? I knew Doughboy was sick, but he still would show up with his little comments and just laughing and stuff. And I wouldn't even know that you were that sick, Doughboy, that you almost died. So after all that, he can just show up and still bring the laughter and comedy. That tells you, look, that's what we need in life. Laughter and comedy, right? And Doughboy will come with some ridiculousness. He will. And I know when Doughboy was around, I was like, where's Doughboy? And then he said he had the COVID, and I had no idea it was that bad, Doughboy. No idea. Pabria said, what did they say? I was about to say something took for Pabria, but it would be insensitive on my part. It's very disgusting. Are you talking about that what I was talking about, Pabria, about the movie? Is that what's disgusting? What do you want to say to me? I remember, I'm watching this conversation with Mr. Carries and Pabria. I'm like, what's going on over here? I remember a song called Learning to Walk Again. I haven't heard that song since I was a kid. Please go ahead and say COVID-19 serious thing, and I should try to make it as less jokes about it as possible. Thanks. You're going to be tested. Tejas! How are you doing, Tejas? You know, ever since I knew Tejas was down about something a couple weeks ago, he's been on my mind. And yes, you missed it. I'm going to get tested today. That's why I had low grade fever, even waking up this morning. It hasn't been high, low grade chills. That's why I got my blanket, and then sneezing and runny nose, and that's it. But I filled out called, and they were like, come and get tested. They still want me to get tested. Boy, I'm scared. I got to get that thing up and touch my brain and all that. But other than that, I'm fine. And it could be, because that's what I was telling everybody, it could be if I was exposed, it was at the dentist because I went a week and then I went again yesterday, but I had a bad tooth. So it could be that, although I got it taken care of and I still have the chill. So that's why I'm like, I still want to go to get tested to be safe, but it could be my bad tooth. Let's pray that it is, because that's why I said I still don't want no COVIDs up in me. I still don't want. Tube feeding wasn't fun. Don't they put that through your nose? They put the feeding tube, like it went down. So it probably wasn't. Was you awake when they did that? Or when they took it out? Oh, and then you probably had the catheter too when they put it up. I know where that goes too. I did not. Doughboy, how long was you on a ventilator in the hospital? I did not know. Oh, thank you. I know Doughboy's praying now. I know. Oh, Doughboy, I wish I would have known. I would have been sending my prayers to you too. Well, now I'm just sending them to be thankful. I'm going to tear up. I didn't even know it was that bad. That you almost, look at me. It's scary though, just knowing somebody. And look, I never even met Doughboy. But just knowing that you came that close, that is scary, Doughboy. That you had a feeding tube and had to learn to walk again. Oh, I'm thankful you pulled through, though. Why am I getting emotional? I think, too, because I'm all riled up about having to get this test and scared myself. And then I think, and the biggest thing, I'm like, if I got COVID, fine. The biggest thing that scares me is exposing other people. Like my husband I've been around, and Bella and the kids. That's the biggest thing, I think. Like if I got it, and the first thing that came in my mind is like, okay, if I got it, I'll deal with it. But the biggest thing that scares me is spreading it to someone else. It is. I'm be honest. That's the first thing in my thought. Like I'm like, if I got it, they were around me, and I was around them, and I was around Greg, and I was around Bella, and that's what gave me like the biggest anxiety of who I could have gave it to. At the dentist. I mean, yesterday I was working at the dentist and I didn't have really symptoms then. I did have like a little runny nose, but I didn't have a fever, the chills or nothing. So I thought, oh no, I'm fine. Sometimes you get a runny nose, right? But then I'm thinking, oh, the dentist was there and the worker and how night like that. I couldn't live with that on my, like if I got somebody sick and they didn't make it or even had to walk again, the guilt you would feel. Oh, I don't know why I'm emotional. There's a lot of stuff's been going on. A lot of stuff with just this and then you get in a good mood and you're like, oh, it's the light at the end of the tunnel. Vaccines are coming. And then at the home stretch, if I got it, oh, but I haven't. Vicky, give me good thoughts, Vicky. Give me good thoughts. Tell me to think positive. But if you really wanted to know, I'm really going to say, are you sure the thing in your nose wasn't a weird looking nose hair? That's what Mr. Carius, that was it was a nose hair was the big reveal. All right, see, you got me in a better mood. Look, you got me in a better mood. I was all, Look, what is going on over here with Mr. Karras and Papri? Where's Mr. Karras? And it was a nose hair he was going to say. That was the big reveal. I will pray your report. Thank you, Tejas. I will let y'all know. Look at, getting all emotional. Karen said, right to watch Cooley #1, but if you are seriously going to watch, then do watch it with subtitles. Oh, I have to watch it with subtitles because I gotta watch it with subtitles. They cut your neck open in your chest to put tubes to do dialysis, and my kidney had shut. Oh my gosh, Doughboy. It's a miracle. Doughboy, look, you have a second life. Do you feel that way? That you were given a second chance at life? Oh my gosh. Oh, this is amazing. Tejas is fine. I'm good, I'm glad to hear it, Tejas. You know I was worried. Oh, hello, India. Keep reacting to underrated Bollywood content. Love you. Oh, thank you, Najam. I don't know what's underrated or what's high rated. Naya, I guess I'll try to do it. I just take requests, and if it looks interesting to me, I'll do them. If they're underrated or high rated, I have no idea. I don't know. So thank you. I'll try. I'll try to keep doing it, Naya. I was worried about upsetting you, actually. Look, we're not like that. We're all friends here. Don't worry about upsetting people, Mr. Karras. I was thrown up in the hospital. Oh, it goes fast. It's not painful. Oh, you had it too, Tejas, the test? I'm nervous. Hrithik Roshan and Tiger Shrewar too. I am not upset, just wondering. Hi, Purple Galaxy. I was awake oh my gosh, Doughboy. Doughboy, you was in there for over a month. Now, Doughboy, now tell me, how was that hospital bill? I know this is the worst thing to say. Now Doughboy's really gonna cry. I shouldn't even brought that up, huh? That's another thing though. People that's like, you was in the hospital a month, that's gotta be a big bill. Because over here we don't have the free health. This is why too, we're talking about today. The Senate we are blue. We are Democrats have taken the Senate seat. Now we're going to hold the Senate. We're going to hold the White House seats. We're going to hold the House of Representatives. And this is when they better take advantage to really pass some stuff that's going to help the American people. We need the universal health care. So people, in a pandemic, we have so many people out. Look, now I'm getting on my rants. Now let me get on my rants. But we have so many people in a pandemic that lost their jobs, which, if you lose your job, you lose your health care. You get sick, you're in the hospital a month. This is why we need this, and then to pass some stuff now to help the people, because they haven't done it. They were trying to take away what the Obamacares and all that. They were trying to take that away in the middle of a pandemic, giving millions of people, taking away their insurance and stuff. So hopefully we can get some stuff passed that's really going to help people. I don't care. People are like, oh, raise taxes. Raise my taxes. All right, raise my taxes then. If that's going to help people who can't afford, to get, health care and taken care of and food on their table during this, then I don't care. Raise my taxes. Like, I go from crying to this is the roller coaster of emotions I've been on. To my rants, to crying. It's been emotional time. And 2020 lockdown, I improved my English. I got to know many new words like quarantine, social distance, sanitizer, lockdown, COVID. Those are the only words, Vicky. Vicky, I can tell though you improved too. Because remember when Greg was with me and we would be reading comments, and Greg would read them better than me because I was like, he could be able to like translate it, I guess, sometimes, or catch words that you say that I would get lost. But now, maybe I just know how Vicky talks that but I really think even writing Vicky, I can tell it's improved. So that's great. I wish I did something productive. I wish I did something productive during the quarantine. You know what I did? I snacked. That's what I did. I snacked. I had lots of snacks. I can tell you all the snacks I had during quarantine. Uh-oh, I lost my place. Oh, I'm getting behind on comments. Let me go a little faster. Please don't. Oh, I know, Pabri. You know how I get emotional too. You know, oh, Doughboy had good nurses. And why are you saying, oh, Doughboy? Purple Galaxy, you came in it late. Yeah, he almost didn't make it, Purple Galaxy. But that was back in May, and you're doing fine now, right? I pray you pass the tests. Me too, Doughboy. Oh. And good nurses, like that's the people. Oh, don't get me emotional again, but you know my whole family. Greg, my husband, he's a healthcare worker. My sister who got COVID and her husband, they both had got COVID exposed at work, both healthcare workers. My mom is a nurse, so you know this has also been impactful for me just because I know like the burden it's taken on them during this time, you know. So yes, oh, he had good nurses. And my godchild, I don't know, y'all know, my best friend, she had a daughter, and then when you're Catholic, you know, you get a godmother and godfather. So her daughter was my godchild. She's a nurse, got COVID too. So it's taken a toll on the healthcare workers too. And that's what, look, Doughboy talking about good nurses. Yes, we gotta pull through just for the healthcare workers. Remember it's just a moment, a few seconds. Don't get scared of it. You're strong. It's just don't make me remind. I'm gonna cry. It will be quick. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Don't touch your hand or your nose. I know. I've been look, I got my hand sanitizer right here. I've been using it like crazy. And I got my bottle of Lysol. Like if I have to leave, even when I put my mask on, but if I had to go, I'm carrying that Lysol and I'm spraying all behind me. I hope I don't like poison my family from like overdose of Lysol. Can that happen? Because I've been spraying it like crazy. To be honest, I always had a bad habit of saying the most strong and insensitive things at the wrong time. I do it too. I think, you know what it is, Mr. Carius? Like, I'll get uncomfortable when in certain situations, especially like if someone's upset or really sad, and I'll get uncomfortable, and then I'll like think to make it better to make a joke, and sometimes it's not always appropriate. I do the same thing, Mr. Carius, and I'm like, laugh. Because I always want to make people feel better, right? If they're feeling sad, I want to cheer them up. So I'll like tell a joke, and sometimes it could be insensitive, but that's the way we are. If people can't accept you for who you are, don't feel bad. Like, you know, you're not doing it. If you're not doing it to be mean or hateful, Mr. Carius, so don't. And I'm sure people won't take it that way. At least the people that matter, right? People that matter won't take it that way. The people that do, be like, well, I don't want to hang out with someone that can't take a joke anyway. That's how you got to look at stuff, Mr. Carius. I always confuse a positive and negative in medical reports, even during COVID or Corona. I said COVID. Remember how everybody used to call this Corona, and now it's COVID? Ain't that changed? Like, I don't hardly hear, like, even I say COVID now and hardly say Corona. Remember, it was the coronavirus, and then it was COVID-19. And everybody was like, coronavirus. And now it's like COVID. Maybe because it's shorter. Doughboy. See, sometimes I don't know when Doughboy's playing. You had to grow a new foot. You ain't no like lizard. How you grow a new foot? Now I think Doughboy's playing. How you grow a new foot? She just said I look bad crying. Do I? I think I had left this earth and went somewhere. God brought me back. Oh, he brought you back with a new foot. See, sometimes you don't know when Doughboy's playing. I know he's serious and he had COVID. Like we talked about it before this. I didn't know it was this bad. But you didn't grow no new foot. How'd you, unless what? They like just, you saying they took skin, hand skin. I had grew new foot and hand. Your hand on your skin came off? Or you're just talking about the skin? You had to grow the skin new? Doughboy likes to play with me too. I always gotta watch it. I always cause sometimes he'll have me but oh my god. 600,000 bill insurance. Oh, they did cover it. That's good. Did you have to pay any like out of pocket though? I would die seeing that though. My mom, so it was like 3 or 4 years ago. She had like it was a real medical. Her intestines got twisted, right? It got twisted and it like cut off, I guess I don't want to say circulate, but I guess it is circulation because it got twisted and like a knot, and then it started like cut off circulation. So all the where it got twisted, it started dying, right? And they say that's like so bad. But she was like, she was throwing up blood, and all this stuff. She had to be rushed to the hospital, have emergency surgery to go get them untwisted and take off the dead parts and stuff. So it was scary. That was a time too. I was like, I was praying to God, like I thought I was going to lose my mom. Very scared. But don't get me tearing up. But I just was saying it because he said his medical bill was 600,000, but insurance covered it, and she had insurance, and insurance covered most of it because she was in the hospital a couple weeks, not even a month though, but it was like maybe maybe 3 weeks that she was, and had the emergency surgery and all that. And her bill was crazy. I think 700-800,000. I guess because of the surgery she had and everything. It was a big, huge bill. But she still had to pay out of pocket. She's still paying on it. This is a few years later that she had to owe out of pocket. I guess just because insurance, she had like $50,000, $60,000. It was some thought, like a lot. So even with insurance, y'all, like with this, she still had to pay out of pocket. So I hope it covered most of it because it just depends on what insurance you have, right? I mean, some you have like a flat, this is what you pay deductible and they pay the rest, but some it's a percentage, right? Like some insurances they say, and that's what hers was like, they had to pay like 10% up. So if she had to pay like 60 or 70,000, I bet it was like about 10% she had to pay. So I'm thinking her bill was around the same. But yeah, some are insured. So I hope you didn't have to pay that much out of pocket because that's what they say. The biggest thing now for people to go bankrupt in U.S. is because of medical expenses that they can't afford. Like people will go bankrupt, lose everything just because they got sick and even if they had health insurance, like my mom. Think of a $70,000 medical bill. That's like half a house. That could put you in debt for almost the rest of your life, a big portion of it. So we got to do something. We got to do something with healthcare. I think that's the number one thing I hope they work on when the Senate changes and we have the new president is some kind of healthcare. And I know they tried to do it before with Obamacare. And it was a start. And even I was like, Obamacare wasn't helpful to everybody. It was a start, but it wasn't perfect by any means. But we need to look at places where they have. I don't know how India's healthcare is, but I do know like I have Canada because I know I have like family from Canada that were married into the family and their healthcare, like or England. Like we have to look at those, and because we're like the only first world country, right? I think we're like the last first world country left that don't have any kind of good universal health care for people. I'm going on about this now. Because I think too, like I was up late with the whole Senate thing, and I'm like, if we got control now, they really need to make some changes. That's all I just keep up. We need to make some changes to help people because I see and it's heartbreaking seeing just too many people struggling right now and just trying to make the ends meet, right? I remember seeing an episode of one of my favorite shows and saw something that I personally found funny. I just hope it doesn't offend you in any way. Don't cry. I know I won't. I'm emotional today. Just everything, having to get the COVID test and then being up late with the Senate. It's an emotional day. There's a guy that faked an allergic reaction, and someone shouted that his throat is closing up, and you got to cut a hole in his throat. Oh no! Oh, see that's and he faked it, and they were trying to cut a hole. Don't tell me this. Oh, I'm gonna cringe. When Corona started in 2020, a celeb in India got his first COVID report negative. That time I got so sad about him, but in the news they showed that was happy and that he's happy. My confusion. You thought negative meant, oh, Vicky, you thought negative test? You thought if you tested negative for COVID that you had it? I see what you mean. Like positive should be like positive. Like like, oh, a positive, I didn't get it. That's the positive thing, right? I didn't get it. But positive means you have. I see what you mean, the confusion. I can see it. Private hospitals are looting people, but government hospitals are free and cost in India with good food and all. Oh, I didn't know they had two separate ones. Oh, I didn't know that. See, I don't know how it works over there. Here, I mean, you can go to any hospital you want, private or whatever. It just depends on the coverage you have, right? Like if you have insurance and this, but here also hospitals can't like deny care. So if you're like sick, even if you have a bill outstanding there and you're sick, they have to like treat you. You'll get, and even if you don't have any kind of insurance, they have to like treat you. You'll just get a bill of $600,000 if you don't have insurance that comes directly to you, you know. But that's what they're saying too. Like even with people that getting sick with COVID, that they were dying in their homes, some of them here, because they wouldn't go to the hospital because they were afraid, like they lost their health insurance. So they were afraid to get any kind of huge medical expenses and go bankrupt and their family go bankrupt just because they had to go to the hospital and they had lost their insurance. So that was like a big thing here too. Like they were dying at home because they didn't want to go get treated because they were afraid of the bills. But we don't have, I mean, they have some, well, here, I don't know, like my husband works at the hospital, and this is the hospital, I guess you would say public hospital, because it's the only hospital in my city that's nonprofit. That means they can't make money from, so any money, extra money that they have, they give back to the community or give back to like employees, like better benefits or raises and stuff like that, which was bad. Remember, he was furloughed. Remember, my husband was furloughed, and that's because COVID hit and they had to shut everything down. Like, remember when they locked down? Remember lockdowns? They shut everything down. Even in the hospitals, they only kept open like the emergency stuff, but like my husband's radiology. So if you going in for just, you know, x-rays, I mean, they still kept a couple of like running, but normal surgeries, right? If you have like a normal surgery that's not emergency, they shut those down, and they use x-rays for a lot of that stuff too. So he got furloughed, and it's because too he works at the nonprofit hospital, which they don't have like reserve money to pay the people because they can't make money or to save, you know what I mean? So that's why his hospital, it was kind of hard too during the lockdowns because he got furloughed or laid off, you know, because he works for the nonprofit hospital. But we have private ones too, and some of them even got, I think, furloughed. But those are the ones that can make money. I don't know how it works. I don't know why. I think then they just wasn't making enough. But they do say how the hospitals have lost a lot of money during the COVID because people are scared to go for regular things. Look, me, my dentist. When I went to the dentist, I mean, that's why I'm like, oh, that I was dreading it. I was trying to put it off, even though I had pain. I was trying to put it off as much as possible just because I didn't want to go to the dentist's office and be around people and have to take my mask off and get exposed. And now look, I think I'm gonna have to go get tested for COVID because I have the chills and the runny nose. But I don't think I have it. Right? Positive thoughts. Positive thoughts. And the guy said while the guy was to slice a hole in his neck, he kept shouting, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. It's a miracle. Be a Wonder Woman and go for tests. No, I'm scared. Hey, good morning, Hits. See, Doughboy, I can't believe the Doughboy talking about growing his feet back. See, he's laughing. That's why I don't know. about the Doughboy. Too much of anything is bad. My mom uses hand sanitizer like OCD, and she has been on the cam for a week. On the can. I know. And that's another thing too. I was like, because people were saying, "Oh, with all this, you're not building up your regular immunities." Maybe that's why I maybe have a cold too, because I've been so just hand sanitizer and mask everywhere and staying quarantined. I haven't been exposed to like the cold virus like this year and stuff. So when I went to, maybe this could just be a regular cold that I got too from the beginning. I hope that's what it is, because I haven't built up those immunities all year. So I mean, you're right. They do say that too. But I've been I've been pumping those vitamins all year. I've been pumping them. Now, how are you? What's your condition now? I now want to know if you have, because they say the residuals, like you almost died from the COVID, Doughboy. But they say like the long-term effects. Have you been having any of those? Karan, in India, the doctors generally give you a 5-day course of medicines when one tests positive. So you should know more about something like that from the doctor there. It makes you fine. What kind of, I wonder what they give you there, like what medicines? I'm doing all right, Samajay. He said, no feet skin, new feet skin. Yeah, old skin was, he had to, like it peeled off the old skin and like you shed your skin? I didn't know this. I'm learning, that's what I said. I didn't even know this thing about the COVID mouth. Like all this weird stuff that happens with the COVID, maybe just because you're so sick that your body just starts, like the skin, like it just affects everything. If you get so sick, like other parts of your body's going to shut down just immunity, right? So you're going to have like some weird shedding skins and the COVID mouth. I didn't know nothing about this COVID mouth until I started. India just successfully developed 2 vaccines. When have they started giving them? See, I got a runny nose. Have they started giving out the vaccine? Because, my husband goes for a second one tomorrow. Say no to COVID. Don't even come in here, Cora. Do not comply to. Cora's the one that says, Doughboy will tell you, it ain't no scam. Doughboy almost died. Does that make you mad, Doughboy? If when you hear, because I mean, there's a lot of people here say, it's a scam. It's just like the flu. It's just this and that. And Doughboy had to have his chest cut open and tubes put in and on ventilators a month and had to relearn to walk. And he had to grow back his foot or the skin. Like you went through some $600,000 hospital bill later. Like, I mean, you had to, and you said, learn to rewalk. So Doughboy, I want to know this too. Look, I'm all with the Doughboy question today. So then having gone through all that, Doughboy, for a month, right? And I don't know, I haven't seen yet if you said you still have like residual stuff that's wrong with you. But when you hear people say, it's just like the flu and it's a scamdemic and all that, does it make you mad? Because it would me. I even get mad, and I never even had it. And most of the people that I know who had it, I mean, I do know somebody who died. Like it was my friend's mom, that did pass away. And another lady that was a old coworker, like I do know, but it was not like somebody like directly family or best friend, not someone like intimately that I know that has died, but I have known. But most of the people I know have recovered and recovered fine, right? I mean, my uncle, he got it in March and was in the hospital almost a month too. Like he was in there a pretty long time. He never had to go on the ventilator, so it wasn't that bad, but he did have the oxygen. So even knowing people like that, like I don't really even know anybody that really like went through it like you, Doughboy, like personally. And I still get mad when they say it, because I'm like, no, I know people that's gone through and they say it's not like the flu, it's bad, So, but if I almost died like you did, Doughboy, and heard somebody say it's just like the flu, I would go out. I would get so mad. I would start ranting and raving and going. I would be. I would be, I would be like I was at the Walmart the other week when that lady didn't have a mask. You know how I was going. Did I tell you that, Doughboy, how I was going off on her? We got in a little fight in the Walmart. I would be like, probably worse. It would make me so mad. But Doughboy's a good guy. He's one of those too. That's why I like me some Doughboy. Comes in, just laughs and silly and stuff. So I can see how you can just brush it off too. Sent you SRK song on FB. Katrina Karif, Vicky photo delay. I had a lot of dry skin because they flipped me on my stomach. Oh, to breathe better. Other guy from a team asked, wait, those weren't pills? Then the other guy said, no, they were breath mints. You were to slice a whole. Is this a true story, Mr. Acarius? Yeah, testing for Covinda. She said Covinda. First I thought it was Govinda. Govinda. I was like, did you put COVID and Govinda together? Just to get tested at 6,000, doctors looting. See here, I mean, we still have funding that, like if I go, I have insurance, but they said it's like a free testing still just because they're trying to stop it, not, so I don't know if some places might test. Send me that 2,000 stimulus check. Go Dems win Senate seat. You may know that WHO and many doctors who treated COVID patients told that COVID get finished through willpower and staying calm. They said Rohan suggested the song, Vicky, because staying calm improves, relax, and good thinking. COVID wants fear and looseness and weakness in us to get life. In India, government hospitals are free of cost. Oh, treatment, medicine, and all. So you all have like a universal health care, except you have like the private ones that you have to pay then. Do they get better treatment at private ones? Or no, T just said no, that they have the private ones and they just loot you for money. Negative, positive, confusion. That's what, it is funny. Like you would think positive meant a good sign, but here, if you're positive for COVID, it's not good. Hey, Amanda, it's Blair. Hi, Blair. Oh, I haven't been even doing my dual TikToks thing. I've been out of TikTok. I have. It was like one of those things that just came and go. I'm just like, TikTok. I haven't even opened it, nothing. My daughter still does it. She likes to do the cosplay stuff, Blair. And she does. She was telling, well, my son said she had one video that really took off, but she loves to do that dress up and cosplay. Try on Ayurvedic medicine. I don't know what that. Here, no one died out of 40K plus people, including 60 plus people. What is this medicine? Ayurvedic. I never heard of that, Steve. Just thought of something, though I wonder if it's even funny at all. If made Terminator movie where the coronavirus was the competitive virus. I gotta go deep teeth cleaning. And that's something too, Doughboy. I was like, because this whole year I didn't want to go nowhere, and I put off getting good cleanings of my mouth because you go to regular checkups every 6 months. They do a good clean and everything, but I had put that off. And now look, I had this tooth problem. So that's why I was like, you got to keep up on your health. Even through all this, I've been telling people because someone was like, oh, I've been putting off getting my eyes checked, like the glasses and new prescription. I was like, learn from me. I put off going to get my teeth cleaned and checkups. And then I had this problem because I didn't. Because, you're scared. I still scared. Even in pain, I'm like now thinking I got exposed at the dentist, You don't have to worry at all. COVID did a mistake after catching you. He will get nothing. It will run like after watching you. Thank you, Vicky. Now think about it. It's not really funny at all. Like the hole in the throat. Oh, he still gets headaches and lightheaded, dizzy. My cousin had it too. And she still has that brain fog. Like she says she sometimes can't think of, like she'll want to say something but can't think of the words. I was like, oh Lord, I hope I don't get that. I don't say words right anyway. I really won't be able to talk. I can't even say my English words right. Robots getting a computerized version of COVID-19. No, that's not really. I mean, robots can't get a virus. Oh, like a computer virus. Remember, that was like a joke when you first heard about computers getting viruses, and you're like, oh, I should have put a safe set. I don't know why that came to mind. In the hospital, and the hospital air is too dry because too they have to like have those negative rooms with COVID patients, right? Where it can't have like good airflow because they have to have like the negative pressure. That's what it's called. So they can't have the airflow. If you can't hold your breath for 20 seconds, then you are positive. I read somewhere. I don't know if it's true. Listen, I can't hold my breath anyway good. Like I'm the worst. I go swimming and I go underwater. I'm like, oh, in the air. I don't know what it is. Oh, I shouldn't have yelled like that. But I got my little finger oxygen thing that tells me percent. And it's been 98%. So my oxygen's been fine, Tejas. I doubt they have hospitals for robots. I think they're called like, electronic shops. Where are you from? I'm from India. I am from US. Do y'all know like when you're from out the country, if I say I'm from like St. Louis, like Missouri, could you be like, oh, I know St. Louis? Or would you, if someone asks, like, if you're from India and they're like, where are you from? Would you like the bet? This is just because I get asked a lot where I'm from. And I always want to be like, well, I'm originally from New Orleans. I live in St. Louis, blah, blah, blah. But then I'm like, oh, I'm in a different country. Should I just say US? I've always wondered that. This is the time just to ask questions, I guess. Yep, it makes me super mad, Doughboy says. See? Doughboy, I wouldn't blame you. You see? People that almost died, you're saying the pandemic stuff and they almost died. You see how it makes them feel? I don't even know if they're around. But I would get mad too. I almost died of something and then you say, oh, it's fake. And you'd be like, oh, you saying I almost died was fake? Oh, I would get mad too, Doughboy. I would get so mad. I'd be going off on everybody. And then I'd be like, I'm going to send you, all right, this should be your response, Doughboy. Oh, it's fake? Then I'm going to send you my bill. I'm going to send you my fake bill for you to pay. Since this is fake, this bill ain't real. You said it's fake. I'm sending you this bill. You pay this hospital fake bill right here. There you go. That's what I would say, Doughboy. I read a story. What did they say in Indonesia? That's what I read the story. They said in Indonesia that the anti-mask people, that they're making them like bury the bodies of the dead COVID patients, like the people that got COVID and died. They make the anti-mask people bury the bodies. I was like, I would be down for that. Like, like people that don't believe and don't want to wear a mask and all that, they need some kind of awakening, or put them in the hospitals to work on the COVID patients. Then have them in the hospitals cleaning up after the patients and all that kind of stuff. I said, where are you from? I know. U.S., St. Louis, Missouri. Which one do you want to know? Which one? The country, the city, where I was born at originally? See, that's such an open-ended question. During Corona, I was in love with sanitizer. I used to drink sanitizer. That time I got to know why people love liquor. You did not drink sanitizer, Vicky. You did not. I'm not mad at you. Oh, he said Doughboy. Mr. Carius, don't think people are mad at you just from saying stuff. Nobody's mad. You just gotta just be confident. We're all friends here. The earlier you start taking medicines the doctors give you tested positive, the better you feel in being home in quarantine. Listen, Karen, I've already been vitamin D pumping it. Even before I got a little sick with the chills in the throat. I mean, I've been taking vitamins, but as soon as like my throat started, well, not even the throat, the little drainage down. You know how you get that drainage down the throat and you feel that drainage? I started taking the Zicam. I don't know if y'all know what the Zicam, it has the zinc that's supposed to like fight if you start feeling, and it's best to take it early. So I started taking that. Then I'm taking the vitamin D's and just keep pumping it. Like I feel like COVID can't fight against all I've been taking. I've been pumping my body. It's pushing the COVID out. That's why I said I'm sweating the vitamin D. I'm taking so much. I'm probably like my urine probably has a high concentration of vitamins. Like this is probably the most vitamin you could probably. Oh, that's gross. That's gross. I won't talk about my urines. Vaccines are given to medical department first. Every day, limited people are vaccinated. Also, UK vaccine came to India, and we're also vaccinated. New COVID strain spread in India. Oh yeah, we have it spread in here too. But they say though the vaccine should work against it. They don't know 100%, but they're saying it should. So no crazy man. It's not true story. It's funny scene from one of my favorite shows. Oh, I never even heard of Leverage. You watch some stuff, Mr. Aquarius. I love your. Oh, thank you, Alayan. Private hospitals are generally well equipped and more clean and stuff. Oh, gotcha. Of course, they got all the better stuff, like the private schools and stuff here. You'll be fine very soon. My wishes are with. Thank you, Rohan. Where are you from? He really wants to know where I'm from. Don't make me laugh on my India. I'm just gonna start making up. Every time someone says, I'm be like, I'm from North Pole. Like I should is there like a funny response I can have to that? Because I need to come up with. I'm gonna get a new eyeglasses next week. See, stay on top of it. I should have stayed on top of my mouth. I didn't because I was nervous about going with COVID, and then it's in the long run it was worse on me. So medicines are generally of 3 types. Take rest now. Uh-oh. I lost my spot. Where is it at? Oh, here we go. Take test now. Don't read further comments. Get well soon. Thank you, Karen. But that's what I said. Other than the chills, which this is the warmest blanket in the world. It's helping. Like and the runny nose and stuff, I do feel fine. Like a little sore throat, but that's what I said. I think it's from the drainage. But they said, like, my niece only had a little drainage too, like a little runny nose, and that was it. Not even chills, no fever. So that's why they want me to get tested, I guess. Is there any BTS fan? I like some of the BTS stuff. The BTS boys are pretty, ain't they? They're some of the prettiest boys I've ever seen. I seen a YouTuber start a kit for $50 on Amazon. I'm gonna get it. Doughboy, you need to do some stuff, Doughboy. You need to do. Because you're too funny, Doughboy, to not be up on there doing some videos. Private hospital give good treatment with huge amount bill. Government hospitals also treats well, free of cost. I know because my cousin who lives in my neighborhood got treated for COVID in the government hospital. I mean, here we have different. I'm thinking, like you say, that we have hospitals, but then we also have some hospitals that are like only for like veterans. So if you were in the military. So there's like some of those, like those are all for, like I don't think the veterans, they would even send a bill, but you can only go there if you were in the military, like a veteran. So I guess those would be kind of like a government hospital. Watching Stranger Things on Netflix. Yeah, it's cold in the hospital. You are so brave. You have tested positive, but still, I know I didn't test it positive. Rohan, I didn't know. I get tested today. I didn't get tested yet. I'm just sick. They want me to come. But I feel, that's why I said I don't feel, I just have fever, low grade. And I even think that's coming down because I took the Tylenol this morning. That's supposed to help reduce it a little bit. So I just had the fever and then drainage and then a little sore throat. But I didn't test. I get tested. I get tested in 1 hour and 17 minutes. I'm getting so nervous, but that's probably why I don't want to stop talking too. So, can I just talk y'all until I go? That's probably still why I just want to keep on talking to keep my mind off of it. Because I'm so scared about that thing in my nose. But thank you, Rohan. And I will keep y'all updated. It's going to take 2 to 3 days to get the results. I'm going to keep positive. Not COVID positive, mind positive. That is just maybe the infection from my tooth gave me the fever. Maybe it's just a little cold I have that gave me that. But we're going to stay positive because, I mean, that's why I'm like, if really, if I got it, I'm going to be really one of those weird cases that didn't feel too sick yet. That's the other thing, right? when Doughboy, when you first started this, did it come on fast? Like, were you sick and then like boom, or did it take a while? No, don't think about it. I'm not gonna think about it. Positive thoughts, Vicky, right? Positive thoughts. Not positive COVID thoughts, positive, negative COVID thoughts, positive not having it thoughts. You know St. Louis, Missouri. See? I never know when it's like someone is in a different country. If I just say St. Louis, Missouri, if they would know, or if I just had to say US. I'm sure if I was like New York, right? I'm like, I'm New York, people be like, oh yeah. But when it's a city that's not as popular, I never know. What about New Orleans? Would you know New Orleans? Which one would you know more? St. Louis, Missouri, or New Orleans, Louisiana? Because that's where I was born, New Orleans. Mardi Gras. Oh, thank you, Sue Lord. Lovely to see you too. I have a digital finger thing, reads my blood pressure and oxygen. So, I don't know if my digital thing reads. I have to check it reads my blood pressure, but it does read the oxygen. Like I'm telling y'all think I'm laughing here that I got all the vitamins and medicines in my cabinet. But when quarantine hit, I was like, I need to be prepared and stock up for I'm a planner. I need to have a plan and I need to be prepared. If I'm not prepared, I have anxiety. It gets too bad. The anxiety. Oh, so I was like, so I started preparing if in case I got caught. I got one of those digital readers. I am stocked in this house. It could be almost. You should see the medicines that I have in there, just in case. I should look at their expiration dates and donate some too, because I'm sure they don't they expire, but they usually are more than a year, right? Expire less than a year. I didn't even check. My husband always makes fun of me because I'll have stuff that's expired, like in the cabinets, and I'm like, it's still good. I think those are just a suggestion date, not really expiration date. Where am I at? I lost. Oh, strange digital finger thing. Always says thank you, Solar. See, all right, technically computer repair shops. Oh, I lost the space. Where am I at? All right, I'm gonna try to go faster because I see that I'm behind on the comments and then it starts getting mad at me. Where am I at? I lost where? Oh, here we go. Computer repair shops get rid of viruses, but it would be easy to get rid of computer virus version of COVID-19. USA is like a fantasy for me. Actually, map is fantasy for me. I have over 200 maps. Really? Bria, after I go visit, have you ever been here? After this COVID and stuff, we need to have a meetup. Wouldn't that be fun? We have like a big meetup. Because we all almost know each other, right? Like it's like a family here. We come every week and chat and catch up with each other. We need to have some kind of meetup after this is over. Would y'all want it in the US? Because I want to go somewhere for me. I'm like, you know me, I want to go, let's have it at Hrithik Roshan's house. You think he would host a meetup? There's a word in Hindi, think that. Thick thack means okie dokie, somewhat slangish type. When I was not on TikTok, I used to think it's an Indian app. Oh, like TikTok, it sounded, thick thack was like TikTok. You thought it meant okie dokie? Ma'am, you are my inspiration. Oh, and well, thank you. That's sweet. Don't get me crying again. I think I had all the emotions. This is y'all know, this is the place we come. Our friends here can get out our worries and things. So I do get emotional a lot here. I can't help it. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not, because y'all like my friends. And if you can't, talk about your emotion, things that is on your mind, emotional things, all that with your friends, then who can you talk with? This is an opener question for anyone to answer. On YouTube lately, I've been listening to a lot of good what-if stories from favorite shows and animes. And I feel like Amanda has encouraged me to get out of my shell and actually try something a little bit more open than what I've been doing on my channel. I would like to give it a try. I just can't think of anything right now. What if Clark Kent match? It was also 12. Those what-ifs are really popular. Don't they even have a comic book series, Mr. Aquarius? About there's a what if common series, like what if Peter Parker was this, or they're always interested. Do it, Mr. Carius, do it. Try it at least. What's the harm? Can you tell me a place which people love so much that people are dying to go there? Um, Heaven? I mean, you have to die to go to heaven, right? Or wherever you would call it. Is there other words that in other what do you call like the we call it heaven in like our but other religions, what do they call like the great beyond, where you go after you die or whatever. Last week, uh-oh. See, I gotta be fast. I gotta be fast on these comments. I'm too far behind that. It's really where was I? Last week I Pabria and Arthur was chatting on your live chat for fit. Oh, see? This is I didn't even know that teaches. Yeah, when my electricity went out and I was like, it cut off everything and I had to come. Y'all were chat. See, because we're like friends and family here. I love to hear that. That was long quiet will touch your brain for long. Doughboy, stop it. No, I'm not going. Oh, I got 1 hour, 10 minutes. I don't want to just keep talking. Make me forget. Pretty sure you mean when you say stay positive means stay optimistic. That's better. There we go. That's better. Hope for the best. Thank you, Shivam. I knew both New Orleans and St. Louis. We need to have a meetup. We need to plan. I mean, it's gonna be a long while. Like they say, like traveling stuff is probably not gonna be like real safe till like 2022 and people the vaccinations and stuff. But that would be like the best. And look, y'all are already friends chatting with each other. Like after I left, y'all don't even care. Like Amanda can leave. We got stuff to talk about. 10, 15 minutes just chatting. Like we're all friends here. We need to have some. We got to plan this. I'm excited. Where should we have it though? We got to have it someplace fun. Doughboy's house? Doughboy's hosting? Fast almost went back to bed, but God said, go to a hospital. I have asthma. I could not stop coughing and couldn't breathe. So that's how you first got the cough. Good thing you didn't go. Doughboy, We Can Be Heroes is on top. I liked it. And my girl Priyanka, did you watch it yet? My girl Priyanka? Uh-oh, I lost. Amanda, you're such a positive woman that you will. I'm so positive that I'll be negative. Now you're going to have me doing this all the time, Vicki, because it is. Like, it shouldn't be a positive test. It should be negative, meaning, like, if you got it, it's a negative thing. I'm not sure how to start the story off, but my idea for that is both Clark and Brandon landed in 2 different parts of Kansas. Just start writing. Even because I have a site, and when I write stuff, I don't always start off. I don't really like if I have an article to write, I don't always start off at the beginning. If I have an idea, it could be in the middle, and I just want to say something about it in the middle. I'll start in the middle and then go back and try to think of like how I want to start it off. So don't even just like get yourself worked up, Mr. Curious, about how do I start web. Just whatever thought you have, just start writing, and you can fill in the holes later. You can, but once you get those thoughts out and it gives you a nice little base, and I don't know if that's a word, nice little basis of the story, you can go back and add things in. But I think that's the first. Just start writing it, Mr. Curious. I'm excited because Mr. Curious, I've been saying you should be some kind of screenwriter. Meetup would be fun. Doughboy wants an autograph. You got to pay. And a meetup, I'm going to charge for the pictures and the autograph. You know how they do it, those Comic-Cons? I wouldn't do that. I just want to hang out with y'all. That would be like, I couldn't imagine it. If we were all met up and then just to be, it would be like something, and have name tags. I'd be going around. I'd be like, Pabria! I'm like, Doba! We'd be going around just to see we have to wear name tags, right? Because I don't know what y'all look. Y'all know what I look like. You'll be able to pick me out. I'd be like, Tejas, Mr. Care. Like, but I would have to like look at your name tags first and then be like, or I wonder if I tried to like guess who was who. Look at me. We're talking about this. We have to where would be the best place? We're going to have to start planning this all year long. 2021 is our year to plan our meetup. We have a whole year to save up money too to do it. Because that's what I was like, I want to go somewhere. I don't want to have it in St. Louis. We're not having no meetup here. No, I want to go somewhere. I don't even care if it's in the US. It could be in the US. I don't care. Like there's a lot of places in the US I haven't gone, but I want to go somewhere neat that I haven't been. But then I would like my number one spot would be Ritik Roshan's house. If we can make that happen. We got to think, manifest it, right, Vicki? We think it positive, it'll happen. Madhuri Dixit lived in the U.S. for almost really? After her marriage. When she came back to India with her two sons, media was shocked, but happy to see her back in Bollywood. I wonder where she... That's interesting. I didn't know. I bet then her English must have been really, right? Like her English really good? The place people die to go to is the graveyard. See, I was close, Vicki. I was close. You were doing overreact. Where? See, I get those comments sometimes, like on my things. And I just have to laugh at them because I'm like, if they only knew me in person. A lot of times I feel like, and like I have to kind of settle myself down when I get on like the camera or whatever, because then I am in person. Because I guess that's my personality. I'm an overreactor. It's true. I told y'all this. All my emotions are too extreme. Even anxieties. Look, I'm getting COVID tested because I have like a little drainage and a little fever because I go to my anxieties are to the extreme. Like I go right to thinking, oh my God, I have caught, when I'm happy, it's too extreme. So yeah, I guess that is overreact. Right? I guess that is. I am. When I'm mad, oh, it's to extreme. All my emotions to extreme. So I guess that's just my personality. Swarg is Hinduism and hell is Narc. Oh, what did that come? Oh, because I was talking about the heaven and hell. So Swarg is like heaven. Is Swarg in Hindu? Is that Swarg is like that? And hell is the Narc. Narc, do I say that right? Swarg and Narc. Narc kind of sounds like those narcotics people. This reminds me of a fiction thing called Mitchell's Funeral Home. The slogan was, where the caskets are so nice you wish you were dead. Why are we telling jokes about that? All right, then I'm not too far with this. All right, lots of love from. Thank you, Shivam Navneet. God bless Amanda. Thank you, Navneet. Hi, Parakash. Deepika set to play villain in Doom 4. Hi again, Parakash. Mandy, you're Missouri. Here's a place named Missouri. Really? And it's the best place to visit. And many Bollywood share. Oh, that should be our meetup then. That's like a sign, Vicki. I'm from Missouri. And then they have a Missouri there that's like done for the shooting. So Ritik would probably know that place. I just feel like Ritik has to be in our meetup. We got to make this happen somehow, some way. Greatest Govinda and Ritik fan, Amanda. Thank you, Navnet. I'm telling you, y'all know what? Ritik number one always. Ritik, my boyfriend. But I've been obsessed with Govinda lately. And I think it's just because I just need so much to just put me in a good mood. And he does it. That he just makes me happy watching the videos. And that's why I want to watch him. And I've been allowed, but the Ritik number one, my boyfriend. Govinda's just like a friend. You know how they have Govinda's my friend, puts me in good mood. Ritik's my boyfriend. That's the level. So I have been obsessed with Govinda, but he'll never take my heart like Ritik. I've been talking about Ritik a lot today too. I had a dream about him. I wasn't even gonna tell y'all. I had a dream, and it was like last weekend. And it wasn't a bad dream. Like we didn't do like any kind of stuff. It was like it was just like we were just passing by each other like in the store, and I was just like, Ritik? And he didn't know who I was. Like it was just one of those weird random dreams that nothing even exciting happened, but he just made an appearance. I don't even know why. And I don't even know, it's one of those dreams like you try to wake up and remember all the details. And I just remember being in the store when we had our mask on too, but you can know those Ritik guys anywhere. So that's why I just remember seeing the eyes, and I kept like looking. I was like, that Ritik? And then he like knew I kept looking, and then I had to ask him but then I don't remember anything after that. And I was like, what happened? I was trying so hard when I was like, what happened with me and Ritik? Like I was trying to, if I could have recorded, unless it was bad, but nothing bad that I remembered happened. And I would think if something happened in my dream, I would remember it. And I was mad that it was just some random meeting like that. Deepika birthday. Oh, her birthday. I don't. Chills or Karen. They're a hint for what? Don't get me nervous. Oh my God, it's 1 hour exactly that I go. All right, I gotta go soon. Let me try to get through the comments and go soon because I gotta get dressed. I think I'm getting just chills now because I'm nervous. You can pick me up without name tag. You just have to look for a less cooler version of Greg and not fair-skinned person. I would want to do that. Like if we met up, I would want to try to like pick people out. Like that would just be a fun game for me. And I bet, look, if we meet up too, you know Greg's gonna be there. You know my husband, he's gonna be making an appearance. We're gonna have to do it at the Masari. Hello, Sunil. Greatest Govinda. Did she say it twice or am I repeating the? Despite their incredible power, both Brandon and Clark feel so alone until Brandon threw a lawnmower right in front of Clark and the blade flew at him. And then he was like, psh. It did his Clark Kent kind of power. It bounced off of him. Please shout out. Hi, Sunil. It's me. Hello. Am I caught up? I almost am. That's good because I'm going to have to go soon. Many lost Bollywood stars of 80s, 90s are living in USA and in other countries, Australia and Germany. Really? I mean, we have Harry and Meghan here in the USA. If I had to pick though, I don't know. I've never been there, but I always wanted to, Australia. Have any of y'all been there? Pabria with all your maps? Because I feel like Australia, don't they have like a nice climate? Does it get really cold there? Just in my head, I don't even know. Then they got the kangaroos. They do have the crocodiles. But also, I just feel like it's a more progressive area. Because look at with the coronavirus. It was probably one of the best countries that has controlled it, right? And they do have like the health care for all. I just feel like I just always heard great things about Australia. Sad news. Any normal person would have died, but Brandon was surprised that the blade broke again. See? And that they discovered they both can lift incredibly huge things and normal people reasonably shouldn't. My only question is, I really hope I would get an answer is how would both their parents react? Would the parents try to talk to each other? I mean, if you're a parent in a situation, what would you do or say? If I saw my son, like a thing bounce off my son's chest, I would have to think about that one. I don't know. I would be like, but see, if that's the case though, they would have to, like, for me, I'd be like, oh, I don't think that could happen to my son because anybody would have to be like somebody from Krypton and come an alien and adopted. They would have to be adopted son. And then they would probably already have Mr. Carey's thoughts because growing up, like when kids get hurt, they would have to know that, there's some kind of power. So I'm just saying they wouldn't be surprised. We're going to have to consult Mr. Carey on this stuff. And Pabria's going to see Wonder Woman 1984. I wanted to say about that because Pabria, you have to tell me how it is. It's having so many mixed reviews. I mean, what you think? Because I saw it and I loved it. I thought it was great. And then I started hearing all these people that hated it. And I was like, how could you hate it? Really? I liked it a lot, the Wonder Woman 1984. So I don't know why people aren't liking it. Maybe because too, it has, like for me, why I like it? It had like a lot of heart. It really got into the humanity of it. Yeah, I've told y'all this, of the characters and stuff, and gave them a lot of like the backstories and made you understand a lot why the way they are. And that I thought was great. But some people, in a superhero movie, they don't want all that. They just want action after action after action. But I'm like, sure, if you like that kind of stuff, sure. But I preferred something like this where I got action. And it did give you people like, where's the action? I'm like, that had action. You can't tell me that didn't have action. Maybe not enough for you, but it had action. But I like both. I want the action and the heart and the mixture. Because too much of each, I'm just like, I'll get bored. Like I need a good mixture of the heart and the story and then the action. So that's why I still don't understand why people don't like it. Unless they just wanted just nonstop action. I tell you, I did think it was a little too long. But y'all don't care about look, Papri ain't correct because I was like, for people that thought it was too long, because it's what, 2 hours, 20 minutes, 2.5. That ain't nothing for y'all, right? Because Bollywood movies, that's a short Bollywood movie is like 3 hours long, so it ain't gonna be too long, I think, for y'all. But for here, people have short attention spans, and they're like, it was too long. And I was like, I can agree. Like, I thought they could cut out some of the stuff and made it a little shorter. But I don't know why people don't like it. I'm baffled. Like when I see people, I'm like, really? I'm like, you're just playing. Are you just trying to go along with the oh, you want to be different, like not like it? Or sometimes Marvel fans, they're like, oh, DC. But even look, my best friend Tessa, huge Marvel fan. Me and her even go back and forth because you know how I love me some Aquaman. That was my boyfriend before I broke up with him to get Hrithik Jason Momoa. But that's what I'm saying. Like I love me some Aquaman, and she hates him, and we'll go back and forth, and she'll say how dumb that movie is, and she don't like it, and she loved the Wonder Woman. So that's what I'm saying. Even people that I know that love Marvel love this Wonder Woman. So I don't get it. I don't get it. Govinda, superstar of the era, but now he is really? Is he struggling because he spent all his money on outfits? Just every time I see him in all these videos, I'm like, he's spending. I'm like, he's spending too much money on all these outfits. That is always the first thing I think. Is he struggling for money because of the out? I feel like, and it's not even that. Just by seeing all his outfits, you just know he's a spender, right? If I see all the outfits he's wearing, I'm like, oh, he spends a lot. Look at all the money he spends on outfits. I bet he's out there buying cars and houses. I just had that feeling he's one of those that he can make all those millions or whatever, and he spent it and could be struggling now. So I get that feeling. You can tell by the outfits he buys. He has to have at least 8 outfits. You never see him in the same one. I mean, please just be like this. Happy, lovely, strict for bad people. Thank you, Vicky. I will. I always enjoy your reaction. Govinda and Hrithik, cute. Thank you, Navneet. Sayonara, Nav. Bye-bye. Please take care of yourself. Bye, Rishi, Prabria. They also have snakes. I don't know what he was saying with that. Dressed for hospital. Where are you going to wear? Oh, at least I got to put on some pants. Now I gave y'all too much information. You're like, you know what? I have pants on, but they're like pajama pants. I need to put on like some regular kind of pants. And this is the thing I wear just all the time around the house. I do. This is like it's a shirt thing, but it's nice and warm because I always get cold in winter too, but it's just comfortable. But I got to put on some layers too because I'm freezing in the house and it's 74 degrees in here, Fahrenheit, whatever that is, Celsius. And I'm freezing. So I need to put some layers on. And I don't even think I'm getting out the car. I think it's all the drive-through. We'll see. I'll let y'all know. I will give y'all details on this later. I'm nervous. That's why I keep talking. That's why I don't want to go because I'll have to think about that thing touching my brain. Many Bollywood stars died because of poor conditions and no job to do. And their body was lying in their rooms and even a footpath for days. That's got to be terrible. Wear your Hunger Games gear to the hospital. I know. And do the do. I can't even do it. On the next chat, I would like to talk about this further. Okay, Mr. Aquarius. A good movie, story, action, heart. Prabria, see? I really want to know what you thought. And go back, Prabria, I have a Wonder Woman video review, right? One of them is a review. So after you see it, because when are you seeing it? Tonight, tomorrow? You said you're seeing it soon, right? I don't want to wait a week. Let me know what you think, Prabria. Go comment on one of those so I know, because I'm interested. I'm really interested because that's what I said. There's a lot of, it's like half and half. It's like a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes, meaning like almost half the people didn't like it. A little over half really liked it, and a little under half didn't. So it's really mixed. So I'm interested what you think. When we talk with you, we don't feel any, oh, Shava. I feel the same though. It's weird. All I see is comments on here, but y'all like people, my friends to me. Like I know your personalities. We're like, that's why I said we need to have a meetup because we're like a big group of friends. And it's really gotten us through this year. I'm telling you, it has for me. This has helped me through it. Don't get me crying again. Take care. Take steam twice a day. Ginger juice. I don't have any of this. I don't have steam. And I just was telling you I'm prepared and stocked up. And I even got the oxygen thing on my finger. And I don't have steam or ginger juice. Where do you even find ginger juice? I don't think they sell ginger juice here. I'm gonna have to find something for my throat because that's the drainage just making my throat sore. And I'm gonna cuddle. I'm gonna rest. That's one thing too. I don't rest enough, and that's what my husband's like. You, even if it's just a cold you have, whatever, you need to rest to get over it. I'm gonna do that today. After I do that, I'm gonna rest. Go to my bed, watch some shows, and just rest the rest of the day. No movie is too long for me. That's what I'm saying. When people complain about 2.5 hours, you probably laugh, Bria, huh? Because like that's short. We're all friends here. I'm a good movie fan. No Marvel, no DC, no blah blah blah. See, it's just about the movie, not taking sides. I'm with you. You just go. I know. Right, let me finish. 21, SRK getting his dream role. He became a garbage dumper. Australia has snakes. Take care. Thank you, Mike. Take care of your health. Love your. Thank you, Abby. 8th, react to that song. You have Missouri. Here's all right. I'm caught up. We're gonna do that. I gotta go get dressed. 49 minutes. I get that thing in my nose. I'll let y'all know. It'll be a couple days before I get results. I feel my fever coming. I think the medicine's working. I still got the drainage, but I will let you know. I'm going to have positive thoughts, not tests. That it's just a cold, or maybe it's still the infection from my tooth, but we just got to double check. I'll let y'all know the results. I'll keep y'all updated. I might not have any more reactions today, but I'll do what because I'm the rest. That's the thing too. That's going to get me better. Take my vitamins, rest, and I'll be back next week. I'll be back, even if I'm in bed sick, that's why I was like, I can't miss it. I got to come tell y'all. I got my blanket. I got my warm coffee. I was like, I'm going to pull through it because this is therapy too, talking with my friends. Go get them head on. I will, Bria. Oh, I'm so nervous. All right, y'all. Take care of each other. We got to start planning our get together. I'll see you next week. Stay safe. I'll keep you updated. I love you all. Mwah. Mwah. Bye, guys. Bye.